Bieber Next Chapter, and we have all the details. I'm Kaylana Lari, and this is Celebrity Obsessions.
So at 12:06 p.m. today, Justin tweeted #JBNextChapter coming to @YouTube on October 30th, along with a trailer with it. And I mean, I am just so excited. Honestly, just basing off the trailer, it covers like COVID tests and his cancellation of tour. So that's like kind of what this docuseries is about. But I thought it was so interesting because he just released one in January, Seasons, and it was about him putting together changes and then, you know, getting his new album in the works, getting married and everything. It's kind of like, is he just documenting everything now? I mean, like, I'm here for it, honestly, no complaints. So I'm so excited to see this. What do you guys think?
I remember, like, when I was younger, I used to be a huge believer. Like, I love Justin Bieber. I swear I was going to marry this man. And I remember, like, waiting a couple of years between, you know, Never Say Never and then Believe, you know. And so now it's cool that now fans are getting, I mean, still back then they were getting a new documentary with, you know, different eras and different albums, but now it's cool to see that with every creative process, he's actually like documenting it, you know. I think that that's really cool.
Yeah, and I love it. And then he was saying like the cancellation of tour and everything, and he says that this kind of just gave us a step, like something to make us step back and realize what's really important, kind of like humble us. And I was so, honestly, I'm sorry, I'm selfish, but I was happy that it was canceled because I didn't buy tickets because I was broke. But now I was like, I don't have to sit through like the tour and cry. And now I'm like, I'm gonna get myself together and I will be at the next tour. So like 2021, let's go.
I was planning a trip to go to the Canada show with my friends. Like, when was that? Back in like September, like when the original dates were supposed to happen. Y'all, like, I'm so bummed. Like, I've never been to Canada. I was so excited to actually see a show of his in his hometown. I think that would have been so much fun. Yeah, but whatever.
Yeah, honestly.
It definitely does humble you. I feel like COVID has done a lot of good, but also bad in a sense, but it makes you realize, you know, the stuff that you wouldn't have, you know, known otherwise if it didn't happen. And so I think it's really cool that he put that spin on the documentary, or docuseries, sorry.
I'm very excited. It's just the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, we have the tour coming up, which I have tickets to for next year. Very excited.
Justin, I love you, but my bank account, I know.
She's like,
I bought the tickets, the forum next year, got the date, but I'm very excited. But the gift that keeps on giving. I mean, we have new songs coming out, we have new performances, we're seeing him in the spotlight more, so I'm just excited to continue watching and seeing what's next for him.
Right.
I'm so excited to see the making behind all these music videos. Like, I hope Popstar, the making of that is in it, like kind of behind the scenes. Holy, I think Holy is his best music video, I would say. I freaking love Holy. I stand by that one.
Yeah, and I think it's really, I mean, I watched the documentary, or not the trailer to the documentary, and I really was excited for him because I was saying this, it's hard for us as fans to see something so intimate and like the struggles that, you know, someone's going through. And you can hear it in the news, you can hear it in the headlines, but seeing it actually happen and just how they interact on a day-to-day basis, like I genuinely, I really, really admired that he's, you know, giving us that type of look and to see like Hailey Bieber and just like the whole dynamic. Like, I'm so excited to get on like the intimate level with Justin Bieber. Yeah, because I loved him when he was, you know, like the swoopy haired guy. And yeah, I don't know, what are you guys excited to see? Like, I'm really curious because I'm excited about everything, basically.
Well, just last week, he was on SNL as the musical guest with host Issa Rae. His performance of Lonely was described as the best performance of his career by his manager, Scooter Braun. And he also performed the song Holy. So he had two performances. Did you guys watch SNL?
Yeah, I loved Lonely. Like, I don't follow him as, you know, as closely as I did back when I was younger, but I really did love that performance. I feel like, I'm not trying to like be dramatic, but like, you know, like when you watch something and it like just makes you feel something and gives you chills, like that's what it did to me. It was just like, dang, like he's come so far, and it's so crazy that, you know, all the scandals, everything that like he's been through with his like health and you know, everything like within his personal life. It's just so crazy to like I don't know, like see him put that into his music. Like it was such a raw performance, you know, and I
stripped
loved
down,
it.
yeah.
And I loved it.
Yeah, and he talks about in the docuseries trailer, he says, like, I had no idea that this life would take me by storm. It's kind of when we see these stars blow up so young, you know, Sean, Addison, whoever, like Justin, I was thinking, like, Justin's taking the world by storm, and it's like, no, like, the world is taking me by storm. And I was like, that is just such an insane line to say with someone with that much prominence, is that big of a platform.
Right.
I just thought that was really interesting. But
Most definitely. Well, have you guys seen the video for Lonely?
Okay, Lonely, I thought that was such a cool concept because they said that originally it was supposed to be Justin looking at the mirror and then going on to the empty stage, but then he was like, no, I think I'm going to bring this kid, Jacob, in, and he was wearing the actual outfit. I kind of thought it was like a replica. I was kind of thinking like, no, too personal, Justin. Don't be giving away your stuff. But, you know, it was like, that was the actual outfit he wore, and I was like, no, the kid didn't look like he would fit into it, but that's none of my business. So I just thought it was a really cool concept, and I just love how it ended with Justin, I mean, like, the man in the seats for the auditorium, and I was just like, whoa, it's kind of just a crazy concept of like, he had everyone there, but in this video, no one's there, so that's how he actually felt. I think that's what it's like, because in like Never Say Never, he had all these people surrounding him, and it was basically like the same scene, but now it was just him. So I feel like that's a really cool illustration.
Yeah, and I was reading the comments actually under that video, and some, fans were saying their like perspective on it was, I agree with what you were saying, but they also felt that he wished that he could be he wished that he could have like our perspective, like actually going to concerts and looking up to somebody else, because he has so much weight on his shoulders from fans, and we can see how deteriorating it can be to one's mental health. And so the fact that I feel like I can totally see how the fans thought that, and I really was like, whoa, like that's really deep. Because can you imagine? I can't imagine a life like that, and then wanting just to be able to have one normal day.
I can't even imagine like being just a TikTok star, let alone a world-renowned pop star. Like that is like a different catapult of fame that I don't think I ever wanna.
Justin like paved the way for so many others. It was like he was the first person to be Googled, the most Googled person every year in his adolescence. Like, who grows up like that? So he was the first person really to take it on through a digital realm and be that star of like the 2010s.
Right.
Yeah, and it blew up so fast. Like, it wasn't like gradual like fame. It was, he posted that thing on YouTube, and then, Scooter,
instantly.
It was just like, like, you just like hit a wall and you're like, oh my God, like I'm Justin Bieber. Like, I don't know. It's just wild. It's a blessing, but it's also
right.
And if you all haven't seen it, there's a behind the scenes video actually for Lonely that was just posted 3 days ago. So go check that out if you haven't seen it yet.
And I believe the music video just came out last week, and it has over like 24 million views currently. That like is absolutely insane,
Yeah, but another music video that I loved was Holy. Oh my gosh, it was so good, and it was actually like the same directors who worked on him with Confident and Never Let You Go, like 10 years ago, 6 years ago. Confident with like Chance the Rapper, and now they're in Holy, and I thought it was so cool. I looked at the footnotes video on it, and then Justin was saying how it's representing now how a lot of people are losing their jobs, and it's kind of like, what really do you have at the end of the day? And then like for him, it was his girlfriend or his significant other in the video, and then he was just saying like, good things can happen if strangers help out each other. And I thought it was really cool, and I really liked the representation in this video, because he was like going home to a Latin family, like had a woman of color as the leading male, like all the power to him, thank you. But I think that music video was just so good, and you can just tell the emotion in his voice and his body language when he's singing that song, and I just thought it was so powerful. I cried. Honestly, like, I'll tell you right now, like, I did bawl. I'm crazy, but I just thought it was so powerful.
Yeah, while I'm gonna fight with you, Nylene, while I like Lonely a little bit better, I will say his vocals in Holy are really good. Like, he has such a strong voice, and I feel like it's crazy just, you don't really hear the transition. Like, we grew up with him, so you don't really hear the transition of like you don't think about it, and then you go back and listen to One Time versus like and it's crazy. It's like, how is this the same person? Because they sound completely different, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, he has such a strong voice, and I've always loved that about him.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool how he was able to do a successful transition from being a child star to now, because a lot of people couldn't do that. And I remember my uncle telling me one time, like, I hope he grows up to be good. And it's like, the thing is, it's crazy to think that at a point, like, he was so, like, irrelevant to mainstream media. Like, not irrelevant, but, you know, like, to the teenagers.
He wasn't big enough.
He wasn't, like, cool enough, basically, for the cool kids. But now it's like, people come in here, like, do interviews, and they say, like, Justin Bieber's so cool. And I'm like, yes, he has been cool. Since, like, 2009.
So
Thank you.
That is really weird, because I remember, like, getting made fun of in middle school for liking Justin Bieber, and now the same people who made fun of me for liking Justin Bieber are streaming him on Spotify. So, like, what's the tea? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah,
you know?
I think the first realization was when he released Purpose, and he had that thing at Staples Center. That's when all the people came out of
No, you know what I think it was?
I didn't support him. And I was like,
I think it was journals, because Confident was on that album, right? Confident. Right. I think when that album came out, like that era or whatever, people started listening. They're like, oh, like, this is Justin Bieber? Like, he makes R&B. He makes this, like, okay, like, I can get into it, you know? So I think that was, you know, the pinnacle point.
I think it's not as significant in my brain because during Music Mondays he was so off the radar. He didn't tour for journals, but if he would have, it would have popped off. Like, let me tell you. But yeah, when Purpose came out and he did that whole, like, Purpose celebration thing, that's when he really came out of his shell and, like, hiding, and basically that's when I was like, who are all these people, like, all of a sudden now? Excuse me?
Yeah, and speaking of Purpose, I think the reason why I like Lonely so much is because Lonely reminds me of Purpose a little bit.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
I mean, he took that break for a little bit, and then he came back out at Coachella 2019 with Ariana Grande and said he would be releasing his new album. Ever since, we've got Changes, like, we've got Seasons, we've got all these new songs,
like,
Holy
if we're
Lonely.
gonna talk about an internet break, that broke the internet.
When my brother came home and said, oh, Justin Bieber came out, I was like, yeah, I know, I saw that. Like, I'm just, like, reliving my heart.
But it was just, like, at one point, like, he wasn't doing anything. Like, he wasn't doing anything musical. Like, he was just, like, living. Like, he was just, you know, chilling. And then, like, Ariana was like, okay, guys, I have a special guest for you, Justin Bieber! And then he came out and, like, everyone was like, oh my God.
I know. And
but I have to say,
like, people were already walking away and, like, everyone was just running back. And then he said that was the point where Allison Kay, who he used to work with, he told her, he was like, get my schedule running, like, I'm ready to do this.
Ooh.
And I was like,
let me just tell you, it was worth the wait. We're us believers here. It was worth the wait. We're very happy now with the new sound, new music.
Yeah, and Holy was also nominated for the PCAs for favorite music video and favorite collaboration song. As it should. Cool. Honestly, take the throne. Thank you. The recognition we deserve.
His first docuseries, Seasons, just came out in January on YouTube. It was about the making of his album Changes, which came out in February this year. It seems that the series was already in the works quickly upon the release of that. And yeah, we've already talked about, like, it had footage from, like, his wedding and stuff like that. Like, it's so cool to see, like, intimate moments of someone, like, not someone, like, who's famous, but, like, just someone who's, like, Justin Bieber. Like,
with
you're,
that big of
like,
a platform.
Yeah, like, you're the biggest, like, pop star in the world. It's so cool to see, like, intimate moments like that, you know?
What do you all hope to see in the new docu-series?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I just like that it was, again, like, it just seems real. Like, it seems, like, raw, coming from, like, a genuine place. And I think Seasons. I don't know why I wanted to call it Changes.
Seasons, which was about changes.
Yes.
Yeah, I felt like Seasons was very, you know, genuine as well. So I hope they keep the same perspective on it, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, at least speaking for myself, I look at, like, Justin Bieber, I look at an A-list celeb as kind of, like, not immortal, but just like a kind of like a higher figure in a way. Yeah. Like, they don't experience, like, things that I experience. They don't get sick. They don't, like, have heartbreak or, you know, like, things like that. So I think this docu-series, you know, aside from, like, the rest, but it's going to be really interesting to just see those really, you know, those moments that have made Justin Bieber who he is and, like, has made him transform. Because, I mean, looking back at how he was when he was little, like, that there was a lot going on. And so I'm really excited to see that side and his own story and his own words and his, like, transformation. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's, you know, for the average Joe like me, like to see and to feel that, to feel. She always laughs.
To feel let in.
Yes, to just feel like, okay, I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm so excited to see his original team back. If you saw like Ryan Good, Scooter. Honestly, we're just missing Kenny, honestly, and like Allison Kay, and like everyone that was in Never Say Never with him. I'm so excited to see them back and to just talk about like what happened over the years and kind of getting like Justin's perspective on things, because he didn't really talk about it during it, but I feel like he's coming out more with his story, and I'm just so excited to feel like I'm in 2011 again, honestly.
Right, totally. We're so excited to watch the docuseries and hear more music from the Biebs. I'm Kaylana Lari, and keep it right here at Hollywire for more of your celebrity obsessions.